Now, continuing our discussion with computation, we'll talk about vector data for iteration. So, to do just anything of interest, we need a collection of data to work upon. We have talked about data, we have introduced functions also. Now, we want to have a collection, and the data should be in such a collection so that we can work upon it. We can store this data in a vector. So what will be the format and how you are going to handle, and what C++ offers you is, you are aware of this main now. We will not be discussing this again. So let us start with this vector, and this is less than sign, this is greater than sign, vector double, and then TMPS. This is declaring a vector of type double to store temperatures, any temperature like 62.4 for example here. This is the name of the vector, and the type of values which can be inserted is double. So double, one more variable will take, double temp. This is a variable of single temperature value, and this is a group of value. So we have a group of value and one value. Now we have also introduced this while. So let us take value cin from temp. The value which user will give will come inside this temp because cin does that. And one value inserted by the user will be stored in this vector, which is of the name TMPS. So what we are doing is TMPS, the vector name, dot pushback. This is the function of vector. So TMPS dot pushback, and what value will be pushed to this vector will be the value which is just inserted by the user. So to store the value of temp in the vector, this is used. Please notice cin temp will return back true until we reach the end of the file or encounter something that isn't a double, like the word end or anything which is not the type which is expected. So vector is the most useful standard library data type, and a vector of this form holds a sequence of value of type T. So any type T, this capital T is generally used to denote the type, the data type. So think of a vector in this terms, a vector which is named as V. It contains some 5 elements, say 1, 4, 2, 3, 5, and V0 is 1, V1 is 4. Likewise, these values are there. So the name of the vector is V. So we are talking about a vector which is named as V. This is the 5 which shows or which indicates that 5 members will be here, and this will be the link to these values. So a size and then the number of elements. Vector integer V. So the name of vector is V and the type is what? Integer. It starts off empty. So we'll start with 0 element. 0 will be placed here, and there will be no linkage or no element here. Once we push back an element 1, which you just saw that a user is inputting these values, and these values which he has input, we expect him to enter these values. So once he enters 1, it will be pushed to this link, and this will grow to 1, means a 1 value has been inserted. This is not 1, this is actually 0 plus 1 is 1, and this is the actual value which has been inputted. Likewise, the other number will be entered, will be 4, and it will be incremented. This number will be incremented. 1 plus plus is 2. Again 2 plus 3 is 2 plus 1 is 3, and the other value will be 3. So this is V0, V1, V2. Now, as we have known about vectors, let us make a program out of it. So we are trying to compute the mean or average and median of a temperature. So we are aware that how to define a vector, then angle brackets, inside it the type, this is the type, and the name of the vector. Then a value, a single value, then we are entering the values and pushing it back to the temperature. Means the temperature will be pushed back to this TMPS. Double sum equal to 0. Sum equal to 0 because we are trying to compute the mean. This is the for loop. We'll go up to temps dot size, this TEMPS dot size, and sum is equal to sum plus temps I. This is the short form, and we'll present it, but with a change. Then the sum will be divided by temps dot size. So we are not aware of, or we don't need to know the size in advance, because number of values which are being entered by a user, this will be directly used by this function or outputted by this particular function. Now sorting is done, sorts, and what we can do is by sorting the mid value, temps dot size divided by 2, the mid value will be shown, and this is how we compute the median. So median will be the mid value and mean will be the computation of addition divided by the size. How to traverse a vector, because vector is with us, need to traverse. So once you get your data into a vector, you can easily manipulate it. We have just seen. Initialize with a list. We have initialized this with a list. We have already seen how to initialize. This 1 to 13 will be initialized in this V. So what we want is to look at each element of vector in turn. Same concept we'll use, for loop V dot size, and we'll just print Vi, same as the arrays we were doing. So this will list all the elements. This is a simple kind of loop for that, a range for loop. So we can change this for in this form, for int I colon V. See, all this is we try to minimize the minimum thing which we need to write. A programmer need to write less and need to understand more, because the logic is more important. So this is how the simplified version of for a vector is there, and again cout x. So these both will do the same activity. Now you can write many new programs by combining language features like built-in types and user-defined types in new and interesting ways. What we have seen is variables and literals of type bool, character, integer, double. Also we have seen vector, how to push back, and this subscripting. The subscripting we have seen just now. And then these are various operators. Some are unary, some are binary. These are the functions we have already seen. Max, sort. This is seen and cout, if, for, while loop. These are the iterative loops. Now we can also write a lot of different programs with these language features. So let's try them in some different way. This is an example of word list. Boilerplate left out means int main, all these things we have not written. This we have made a vector named as words. Then we start with a string s. Okay, and then we entered cin, and also this is and sign, until s is not equal to quit. And we haven't written anything here. See, no I plus plus, no I minus minus, just string s. Then we entered the string, and till we didn't go to this quit, we push back these words, or push back this s into this vector s, words. Now sort the word. Sort is a inbuilt function. This sorts the word we read, and by using the shorter form of for, we just print it out. So it reads a bunch of string into vector of string. This is how it is done. Sort them. This is how it is done in some lexicographical order, that is alphabetical order, and this prints the string from the vector to see what we have got. Now let us eliminate duplicates, because we have just seen how to get the data, get the string, and sort it and print it. What about duplicating? Means we need to get the duplicate eliminated. For example, if the 3 times the comes, that we have to eliminate this. Again, let us start with this. You are aware of these 3 lines. Sorting is also done. Now, if see, in lexicographical order, both words, if they are duplicates, they will come one after another. So what we have tried to do is, if the previous word is equal to the next word, and likewise we just get rid of that words, okay, and then we print the string. So this is the typical way, and this is not actually a function. We have to delete it, or this is just a pseudocode line. I hope you are going to go do it by yourself, or rather eliminating the duplicate words by copying on only unique words. This can also be done. This you know. This also you know. But now we have introduced another vector which is called W2. So our first vector was words. The other vector was W2. So if 0 is less than word size, means we'll go up to from word size till 0. And what we do, we push back the words in the vector we have just formed, that is W2. And with this for loop, again check the previous one from the next one. And if it is okay, then we place it in W2. Means we have this first words, and we have made W2 as clean, nothing there, and we'll only transfer those values which are not duplicate. If these two are duplicate, we will only transfer one of them. So finally we can print this W2, and we have to this size also we have to find, because finally W2 has been formed and the size will be like this, because there will be some values which will not be transferred, so we have to deduct this size also, and then we can easily print W2. So this is how we can eliminate the duplicate words by copying only unique words. So let us come to the actual word, which is algorithm, because everything is algorithm, data structure, and its analysis in every programming language. So algorithm is, from Google search, a logical, arithmetical, or computational procedure that, if correctly applied, ensures the solution of a problem. This is by Harper. And by Random House, the other definition is a set of rules for solving a problem in a finite number of steps, as for finding the greatest common divisor. This is another version from Webster's, a detailed sequence of action to perform or accomplish some task, named after Iranian mathematician Al-Khwarizmi. Technically, an algorithm must reach a result after a finite number of steps. This is what he says. So the term is also used loosely for any sequence of actions termed as algorithm. So we eliminated the duplicates by first sorting the vector, so that the duplicates are edged, and we know it because lexical or alphabetical order is there, and then copying only strings that differ from their predecessor into another vector. So the basic language features and libraries should be usable in essentially arbitrary combination. We are not too far from that ideal. This is the ideal condition, this is the ideal situation, and this is the ideal thing you need to do. And if a combination of features and types makes sense, it is going to work. So the compiler helps by rejecting some absurdities by itself. So this was all about computation. Thank you so much. Take care.